What is going on, y'all? Site Perspectives, giofvcks here, and in this video I want to talk about when you miss people. Look, it's completely normal for you to miss a person, you know, whether the person is dead physically or dead to you mentally, you know, like y'all no longer vibe with each other, you know, or you got ghosted and discarded by a person, or you got played and hurt and used by a person, or the person did die and pass away. There's nothing wrong with you missing folks. To me, that's natural. That's a human, that's a natural thing. You know, you people miss folks. And the reason I'm bringing this up, because a lot of people be talking about when they've been played, when they've been discarded, you know, when we've been used and ghosted, and the person is no longer in your life because of that, but you still miss them despite how it ended, or despite the toxicity, the negative things that took place. It's a trauma bond, first of all. Information about trauma bond will be in the description box below. But, and people call it trauma bond, people call it soul ties, Stockholm syndrome, whatever. And the point is, it's unfortunately it happens. Because again, you cared about the person, you built a bond with the person. Y'all, I mean, goodness, you think about it. Y'all went from talking every single day, multiple times a day, you know, y'all hanging out all the time, y'all spending time together, and a lot of times, you know, y'all done future faked or talked about things that y'all were supposed to do together with each other. You know, we gonna do this, we gonna go here, we gonna have this, you know, the future faking shit. You know, you future planning things that ain't gonna happen, obviously. You know, and when we talk about narcissistic relationships, toxic relationships, people who are emotionally unavailable, emotionally manipulative, the thing is, you fell in love with the persona that they were showing you at that time. You know, let's be honest, you fell in love with the persona that they were showing you at that time. And at that time, it was roses. You know, they were loving, they were caring, they were attentive, they liked everything that you liked. It's the mirroring. They mirror back with what you do. So anything that you like, anything that you're interested in, all of a sudden they like, and they're very interested in it. They've been doing it longer than you, and they know more about it than you. Ain't that some shit? And you just be like really infatuated with that. You know, information will be in the description box below. And as always, I always recommend that y'all look it up for yourself, do your own research, but teach his own. And you fell in love with that. And it's kind of the same thing when you're healing and working on yourself from traumatic experiences, narcissistic families, toxic families, dysfunctional families. It's the same thing. You miss the memories, and you miss what you thought was okay, was normal, was healthy at the time, because you didn't have any other way to gauge. You know, this was your first experience, and that was all you had. So again, you have to mourn. I'm being honest. Like, I'm learning this through grieving. Grieving is a process. Healing is a process. It's not something that happens overnight, and it's not linear. You know, again, some days are better than others. And to be honest, I personally, at this current stage in my life, I don't really know if people ever really truly heal or not, because I'm not done healing. So I can't tell you, you know. This is why I always say do your own research and just study, look around, ask questions, learn, listen from others, you know. But anyways, it's a lot to think about. You know, you're mourning the persona. You're mourning the person and what you thought the person was, you know, and what you thought they were about, and what you thought could have happened, and what you thought the potential could have been. Right? And this is why I recommend, do not fall for potential, because potential is not reality. We all have the potential to do A, B, C, and D. We all, you know, in theory, have the potential, but the reality is not always going to be that. So that's why I would recommend not falling for potential, but looking at what's actually in front of you. Okay? Don't future fake yourself. Moving forward, this can really help you avoid toxic people and toxic relationships, dysfunctional people, etc., narcissistic people, etc. But it's normal, you know. I sit back as I'm healing and grieving. I sit back and like, damn, I do miss that. When we did this, and when we went here, and we would laugh, and we would ha-ha, and then we would do. I do. But then I also recognize, I don't know who you are. Because that was one of, again, and I'm going to say this too, we're not simps. We're not pathetic. We're not weak for having emotions, for feeling sad, for crying, for missing someone, for caring for someone. We're human. And my thing is, why are we proud? Why do we promote being manipulative and leading people on and lying and hurting folks? Why do we promote being a fuckboy, a fuck girl, a fuck person? What is cool about leading folks on and playing emotional mind games? What's cool about that? And again, if that's your idea of being a player, and that's what's cool, you've got problems. You know, and that's not emotional maturity at all. That's not emotional intelligence. That's emotional stupidity. And I don't want to be that. But, yeah. I just want to make this video because I don't want y'all to be looking at my videos thinking like I'm just some, you know, cold-hearted, I got over them, I'm doing me, I'm living my best life. Because that's not real. That's not true. You know? I don't have anything to hide. And I really mean that shit. And I work on myself daily to make sure that my actions aren't. Because it's like, why do I need to be lying to myself, let alone to others? Why? And then, who is everybody else? Like, the fact, that's another thing. When you're lying to yourself and to others, that also screams insecurity and pretty much lets all of us know, like, you think very highly of other people's opinions, because who are they for you to be doing going through all of this to cover up how you really feel? I'm not doing all of that. This is me. So I just want to say, like, if you miss the person, that's cool. That's fine. That's human. That's a natural feeling. That's a natural occurrence. Don't beat yourself up about that. It don't matter how many years has passed. It don't matter how much time has passed. You know, it's the same way. You know, it's a grieving process. It's a healing process. So I'm not going to sit up here and get on here and try to look down and shame and bash other people because you miss them. That's okay. But what I wanted to highlight in this also, before I end this video, I miss the good qualities. And I hold on to the good qualities because those are green flags. Those are green, that's what kept you there. Right? Because you can't, let's be honest, if the person came out the door lying or being mean to you, ghosting you, not being communicative, not reciprocating, you wouldn't have talked to them. You see where I'm going with this? And a lot of people, like I said, they get off on being manipulated. That's all this is. They had to hook, line, and sinker your ass in. That's why I don't. So I pay attention to this. I realize, okay, they use good qualities that I was attracted to and that I thought was good. And that's what got me there. So now I know green flags, but I also know red flags too now. Because now I have boundaries. Now I'm healing. A person that wants all of your time right away, that's a red flag. But they use the green flags, manipulators, narcissistic, toxic, dysfunctional people. This is what they do. Emotionally unavailable, emotionally manipulative people. This is what they do. They know they have to use certain good qualities, green flags, to get you in. Because like I said, if the person that you met at the end was the person that you met at the beginning, you wouldn't have even talked to them. You really think someone's going to talk to someone that doesn't know how to communicate and is ghosting and you know, in and out and wishy-washy and inconsistent off the gate? No. Most of us would have been like, I'm good. No, they had to come in. That's why I said red flags. People that want all your time and just, that's a red flag, bro. You're too, and that's what, in my opinion, that's a red flag. But anyways, it's okay for you to miss them. It's okay for you to reminisce about the good times that y'all had. It's okay. But at the same time, don't paint them over with some glossy brush. Let shit be real for what it is. Because a lot of times, we manipulate ourselves, we future fake ourselves, and we try to, you feel me? And that's what leads you into going back to these people or staying in this steady, stuck mindset where you can't get over them, or you keep getting into relationships or dealing with people who are like that. And that's how you know you need to focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Take yourself out to eat. Self-care, counseling, therapy. Information about therapists is always in my description box. But yeah, y'all gotta be careful.